Our family had taken a holiday to Thailand, and so on Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, we woke up suddenly to an earthquake. And I remember rushing to my mom and asking her what it was, and she was like, "It's just an earthquake, honey, do not worry."
They were all together, Pat and his wife Sarah, their 3 kids, and some relatives from New Zealand. Everything was working according to plans until December 26th.
And all of a sudden, all the water in the bay leaves, and it leaves so quickly that all the fish are flopping around everywhere.
Where's Dad? Where's my daughter?
My mom instantly knows what it is, so she starts to yell, "Run, run!" And so my mom runs to the beach to look around, trying to find us, and can't find us anywhere. But in the back of her mind, she hears this quiet voice saying, "Go to the room, go to the room, go to the room." And she knew it was God.
That morning, some wanted to go snorkeling, others rock climbing. But the ocean decided otherwise and turned their vacation into a nightmare.
So we ran to the other side of the island thinking we would be okay, but little did we know that the wave was coming at us from all directions, heading in towards the coast of Thailand. And so we ran up this cliff, and as we were running, I was just praying out loud, and the wave was on our feet.
That wave is a good 15, 20 feet tall. Easy. Get in, get in, get in!
But God rescued us. We ran high enough that we knew we would be okay, and we stayed up in that mountain. We ended up finding a radio. We listened to the radio and listened to what the Thai government was saying, and they ended up telling us that we were okay to leave. And so we ended up walking back down to the bottom, and what once was a beautiful resort was now destroyed into pieces. In that moment, God became closer than he ever had before, because he was so in the detail. He was in the detail because if the tsunami had struck an hour before, we were on an island that was just a pile of sand, we wouldn't have survived. If it struck an hour later, my parents were rock climbing, they might have survived, we wouldn't have survived. After the tsunami struck and we ended up walking back down, we were stuck on the island for a week with limited food and water. First time in my entire life that I have dealt with starvation. And so when we finally saw this boat arrive, and on that boat were just volunteers, and they jumped out of the boat, they ran up to us, they hugged on us, they gave us food. The uniform that they wore was love, and they just loved on us. One lady in particular, she took me off to the side and hugged me and just prayed over me and told me, "Darling, darling, it's okay." She did not deny the trauma that I had been through, but she reminded me that I was in the hands of God. It was pretty tough to get over at first, the idea of seeing the ocean again, because before it was this place that I used to play and have fun, and then all of a sudden I realized how much disaster the ocean can cause. And so my parents, they're great parents, they enrolled me in beach lifeguarding out of all things. So that summer, after the tsunami, after all that had happened, I had to sit on the beach and for hours every day stare at the ocean. Because I remember one time my dad took me aside, he put both hands on my shoulders, and he told me, completely out of love, that Riley, either faith or fear exists in your life, and you need to choose. And after that, I ended up beach lifeguarding for 10 years. And the ocean, to this day, is my favorite place to be. When my mom told me I needed to get a job, I only put an application to one place, and that was World Vision, because those people, after the tsunami had struck, were exactly what I wanted to be. Going through my master's and deciding what I want to do in my future, and I have all my dreams, I use God's love as my measurement, and in some ways my safeguard of whether I should do this or not. Because if it shows God's love, then I should definitely do it and make it my mission. But if it does not show God's love, then I shouldn't do it. Through that event, I realized how much more His love is in our lives, and just like in the simple things. And as I've gotten to know Him, I've gotten to know how His love is so unconditional and it never gives up on us. And I just wanted to say that after years of processing what has happened, I want to say thank you to World Vision, because you save lives and you change legacies.